course, there's disagreement. It's a public information. For us in the party, we believe disagreement is healthy, and if we accept people to be tolerant to each other, and we will harmonize, because the National Council proposed a committee to be established, committee of elders chaired by Professor Nabuiso. We all appeared, including myself. I'm the Treasurer General, MP, Toro County North. Honorable Nandala, Secretary General, appeared. My deputy, Mr. Shambad, appeared. The cow appeared. Dr. Kano Kizabesi appeared. The party president. The report was presented finally to the National Council, who endorsed it.
You told the committee that the party finances were shrinking and had reduced. In your own words, what did you mean?
Yeah, the party finance position for quite some time reduced and has been shrinking because our numbers in Parliament reduced. We had at a time more than 60 MPs, even 70 members of Parliament. Members' contribution had to shrink because now we are 31. And also when the government adopted a policy of funding political parties, funding based on number of MPs in Parliament. And so those two factors affected. Thirdly, the fundraising in the past was basically done by Kano Kizabesije, Honorable Nathan Nandala Mafabi, and then Jack Sabiti, including the current Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Anita Mong, among others. So aware that now it is only Honorable Nandala Mafabi, myself, Amuriat, and also the party in the last election performed very poorly because of a number of reasons, because the party attracted funding because of their popularity on the ground. Now we are not the second opposition party. That also affects the fundraising.
Okay.
Every time the party needs money, this is not the first time. I was the Secretary General of Reform Agenda from 2001 to 2005. And up to 2000, I think, around 2000, there when Bessie was abroad. We always borrow money. We borrowed money even to buy the party headquarters. So it is a culture of the party, just like NRM and government of Uganda, just like you and me, we borrow money. So we pass a resolution to borrow money because we have to follow the institutional system. We authorize anybody who can lend us money to lend us money. And we got money.
How much money was borrowed?
The detail of the money borrowed is available because we file returns to Electoral Commission. Electoral Commission is audited by the Auditor General. I can avail that information, including me. I lent the party money, and I used my properties, and up now I have not been cleared part of the loan.
When you say the details will be availed,
I can avail to you that. If you had told me, I would have told my accountants to avail and give you documentary evidence with the proof, so that there's no speculation.
Okay, now in respect to the dirty money and what is already causing confusion, how much money did Honorable Nandala Mafabi borrow? And
that's what I'm telling you. I can avail you tomorrow. Immediately after this interview, I will call my accountant, because we have already filed the report with the Electoral Commission to avail you the document, because it is a public information. Once we audit, we file with the Electoral Commission, it is public information, because we are very transparent. We are the only party, the FDC, Forum for Democratic Change, that is up to date in filing. It is returned with the Electoral Commission since it was established.
Why has this money been dubbed as dirty?
By the way, let me tell you, I think this is a terminology that originated in the 1920s. The 1920s, you need to go online and read about the story of dirty money. I think it is called hostile funding to any institution, organization. But the world has moved past that. And I can tell you all the funding that we receive, there is no hostile money we have received, there is no dirty money we have received, according to the definition of the dirty money of the 1920s. Money we borrowed is the records available, which the party received, and I'm the custodian. By the way, I don't know why even people are talking about Honorable Nandala, Honorable Muriat. I am the custodian, the Treasurer General.
And that's why we are here with you. Because
And
we
so
thought,
you have
we
made
thought you would clear the
and
air,
you know,
but
I
now-
don't want to engage in unholy discussion. There's what we call bedroom politics. What Professor Nabuiso called throwing the underwear to the street.
and-
You
and
don't,
all the
because
discussion.
you do not go to the street to discuss that, you see, my wife has not given birth for 10 years. You go to the hospital and discuss. These are how issues are handled.
Don't you think, as senior leaders of FDC, you would do mental approach to this by
That's why we
clearing
established
the air?
the Elders Committee. The Elders Committee investigated, followed the facts, presented the report to the National Council. The National Council endorsed the position. So anybody who's aggrieved the decision of the National Council, because we believe in institutionalism, the National Council adopted the position. Anybody aggrieved now should petition the National Delegate Conference, which will sit before the end of the year. Because the National Council acted on behalf of the Delegate Conference. Even me, I receive support from many people. And I can tell you, for example, a man who has told me that I can publicly talk about the support he has given me. Honorable Matia Kasaja. One time I was campaigning to become the FDC president. He gave me support. I've received support from many people who are in NRM, in the private sector. But for him, he told me, you see, Honorable Ekanya, me, I'm a rich person. I just like you as a young man to build your political future. And even Mr. Museveni knows I am rich. That was a statement of Honorable Matia Kasaja. Before I joined politics, I had cows, have land. I came from a rich family. So I use my money the way I want.
So
But some people give you money, they don't want you to mention their names. FDC does not have, FDC, NRM, NUP, DP, we do not have a printing press for money. We do not have any business that we are running. Tell me any political party that has business that is running. We receive our financial support from friends, business people, and the institutional one through the state. Now, during campaign, it is dangerous to put money in the bank, all of them, because you can go to the bank, there's no cash, and you need to pay agents, you need to pay your mobilizers, you need to pay for lunch, you need to pay for transport. That time, the country uses money in trillions. Even me, the money which I receive from people, I didn't take to the bank. I only go to the bank to get change. I put very little in the bank, the rest. For example, if I called you and you gave me money, I keep it somewhere.
So, as the Treasurer General, you concede to the fact that the money which was kept with Dr. Kizza Besigye was not support from a friend, but the money which was borrowed to support.
Which we fundraised, and it was clean money. Anybody making allegation should bring proof. And it's very unfortunate whoever is talking about dirty money and hostile money in the party. I think some people are just not comfortable with the leadership of others. And that's why I've been quiet. I didn't want to talk, to engage. You see, there's a saying, if a madman in the street gets feces and throws on you, then you also pick feces and you throw. Then you're also a mad person. I'm just telling you that if you meet a drunkard in the street, you're putting on a white shirt, picks mud and throws on you. Then you also pick mud and throws on a drunkard. How will people notice the difference? So I opted to keep quiet, and I'm very happy that UBC, a network that covers this country, that people of high IQ, people reason well, tune to, you have decided to come and interview me, and I'm giving you the facts.
Yeah, but it's lacking, Honorable.
What is it lacking?
When you say that you will provide evidence of the money, the exact amount of money which was borrowed, because to me, I think this is what is causing the whole confusion. People don't know.
Can I call my accountant to send the information and I share with you? I want to give, if they say it is 4 billion shillings, I should not say 4 billion. Because now what is causing problem somewhere, he says somebody not refund 200,000. I want to tell you it was 4,156,210 shillings. I want to give you the exact facts. You get me, my brother? Yes. Because tomorrow, if I give you a figure of 2 billion. Then somebody sees it was 2 billion 150. They say Ekanya lied. I want to give you facts, my brother. Don't you think that's a better option?
So to you, Honorable Ekanya, do you think when you bring out this fact that pertaining the exact amount, this will end?
Some of these people know the facts, by the way, let me tell you. What I want to appeal to all people who are engaging in the media, when you have a family issue, you don't go to the media, you call a clan meeting, and our clan was the National Council. You resolve issues, and there is always the losers and the winners, even in a football match. But if you have lost, you don't go continue complaining. You have to behave according to the culture of sports, of the clan. Even in politics, we participate in election, we lose. People die every day, people mourn. Do you mourn for a whole year?
But those...
Let me ask you, when you lose your father, like me, I've lost my father, do you continue mourning for 5 years?
No.
Yes, so there's time for everything. So I want to appeal for harmony, I want to appeal for reconciliation, I want to appeal that let us look at the lives of Ugandans.
Those who criticize say that this issue was discussed several times but in vain.
Yes, it was discussed several times, and that's why the decision of the National Council, where else will you go? Will you go to Museveni? Will you go to DP? Will you go to UPs? Will you go to the church, or will you go to court? So instead of addressing the press, either somebody can go to court, that's the next option. But addressing the press, complaining to the poor Ugandans who cannot take their children to school about the weakness of the party. These people have entrusted us. They have voted us since 2001 to date by addressing press every day. That shows we are a failure to the people of this country. I want to appeal to the leadership of FDC and friends of FDC that we should avoid taking our nakedness to the street. Let us bring hope, and the message of hope is that FDC is going to shine and rise again.
Okay. Now, getting back to the information you provided, it's told the committee members that some former party leaders went without disclosing their sources of financing. What did you mean?
Because that is the culture. We took a position that as a party, you can fundraise money and deliver it to the party for activity. And if the funder says, don't disclose my source, it is acceptable practice.
Is it known by all leaders?
It is known, even if you ask anybody, all since we started the party. From General Mugisha Muntu, Kano Kizza Besigye, and all the people in the party. It is a policy position that I can share with you. And it's not only in the FDC. Even in government, there's what we call statecraft. Even in your home. So I don't understand these people who want to destroy the party by thinking that they are protecting the party. They are creating anger and pain to the people of Uganda who have hope that FDC will deliver us to victory.
Do you fault them for bringing this in, questioning this, yet they are aware that some finances are not disclosed and just been by default?
By the way, that's a fact, because that is a party policy in the party position. It is a position of the party, and it has been the practice. I have asked you a question. All these years since the party was formed, does FDC should show us what business enterprise it is running that it has used to generate money, that has funded all this election when we had 70 MPs. Check all our records. We have been spending money, spending many billions. What business we run? Even the NRM, what business do they run that they raise money in billions, which is given to villagers everywhere? Even the DP. We fundraise money. Have you heard that NRM declaring that they got money from the Chinese or the Americans? They say we have got money from friends.
So how do you allude to the fact that this money must be questioned and
people have a right.
That money?
People, you have a right to question. But you question using a system. If you have a disagreement with your dad, your mother, you sit down in a meeting. If your dad and your mother does not satisfy you, you call your uncles in a clan meeting. You don't go to other clans. By going to the media, we have now gone to other clans. Other clans will never solve our problem. They instead laugh at us, say, look at these young boys who have failed to understand how to run their homes. They instead, like, they are laughing at us, they're enjoying us. We think that we are solving FDC issues by going to the press, but we are weakening ourselves. Our clan or our religion is becoming weaker and weaker, and other people now are going to grab the members of our clan. If you love FDC, there's no need to run to the press. I choose the A or I choose the B. Our clan members is the National Council and Delegate Conference. The National Council said put up a committee of elders. The elders submitted a report. Whoever is dissatisfied can again petition the National Council. The National Council should again put up another committee or petition the Delegate Conference. That's how institutions are run. If you lose a matter in High Court, you go to Court of Appeal. From Court of Appeal, you go to Supreme Court.
That some of the funds which were channeled for activism have never been accounted for.
Those are internal matters of the party. For us, as a party, we do covert and overt operations. And so those are facts, and I can tell you that all the money has been accounted for in the party.
You implored the committee to look through the accounts of the party, the financial status and so on, did they? Yes,
they looked through, because our information, as I tell you, once the National Executive Committee has looked through on behalf of the National Council, the auditors have done so, it becomes a public information. We file returns with the Electoral Commission.
According to Dr. Besigye, when he read the report, he says the committee did not check on the party accounts. Is this true?
Now, I have very high respect for Dr. Besigye. I've worked with him when this country was dominantly NRM in 2001, when I was the youth MP of Eastern Uganda with the Honorable Kwirwa Boni. We have gone through the thick and thin. If he saw the report and he discovered that the report was not complete, once you accept to participate in a process, you have to abide by the outcome of the process. You get the point? Because those elders were approved with the consent. So, if according to him is not satisfied, even me, I may not be satisfied with certain recommendation. But I have no way until I wait again to the Northern National Council and appeal through the process, because I have to respect the institutional system that has been put in place. It does not mean I'm 100% very happy with the report. Are you getting me? But because I love my party, I love my country, I've taken a path of keeping quiet. As we build, and problems are not solved one day, we wait another opportunity comes. Because we have a bigger struggle to get NRM out of power. And this is a time Mr. Museveni is at his weakest. He is old. That's why you see now he's using his son to mobilize. And I can tell you Muhoozi is not even going to be the presidential candidate for 2026. Museveni is still there. But he's using his son. So FDC as a party, this will be the time that all people love Museveni to go out, would really unite, forgive and forget, but focus on getting the junta out.
So have you tried to disclose with your, discuss with your comrades about ceasing fire and putting the country forward?
I want to appeal to all the people of Uganda and to all the parties that are engaged in the press and making accusation and counter accusation to cease the fire. I have talked to them in confidence, and I now want to put it categorically. Exposing our nakedness to the public weakens us.
The committee recommends for amending the effort. Do you buy this idea?
Of course, we are living in a changing world. If there are some issues that requires changes, it has to be done. By the way, going forward, I admire the strategy of ODM, Raila and Kenya. We have so many young people who have been in this struggle, who are since 2000. We are now in 2023. 43 years, they are jobless because they have been opposition. They cannot take their children to school because they have been opposition. The arrangement of Raila in Kenya is that after every election, he forms a government of national unity. He gets his young people business. He gets his young people jobs. And then if the government the government of national unity does not work, he exits with these people, very powerful, very economically strong, again to mobilize for the next election. But to think that you stay in opposition permanently, it does not work. You can still be a principal opposition. And that's the direction that will move us forward. In Europe, in the UK, parties form alliance to form a government. It does not mean when you form alliance to form government, you cease being what you are. We have the National Interreligious Council for promoting anti-homosexualism. You work together for a given purpose. The Muslims, the Anglicans, the Catholics, they are working together for peace, for security. We as opposition parties in this country, we need to be working with the government for a given purpose. Because I don't believe any Ugandan would want terrorists to come and hit the street. So those are areas of cooperation that we could work together and agree. Areas where we disagree, we disagree. We are functioning, my friend. The party meets. Yesterday we had a working committee meeting. We are meeting. Election has been going on in the countryside. Areas that did not complete elections have been granted opportunity to work with the Electoral Commission to conduct election.
What if someone says that this has been a drop in the ocean? The confusion.
That's why I'm telling you, this is a storm. When you're in the middle of the sea and you're hit by a storm, do you accept to sink? You make sure that the ship is sailed to the landing site. We will sail FDC to the landing site. NRM is at its weakest. FDC will emerge stronger.
Isn't the confusion affecting decision making?
It is not affecting because organs of the party are working. Whoever is not accepting the organs of the party to work, we will grant him opportunity to wait for election.
Because some of your critics say that the position to sack Honorable Semujunganda was out of a biased decision.
Let me tell you, Honorable Semuju has openly gone against the party president. He's a spokesperson of the party. And when you speak on behalf of the party, now if you speak against the party, whom are you speaking for? Very clear. So by the way, he sacked himself. He called a parallel meeting in Zambia. He called a parallel press conference in Fair Hotel. He should have held a press conference in the party headquarters.
So, Honorable, finally, engaging with the committee, you denied having any information between, about the misunderstanding between Dr. Besigye and Honorable Nandala. Were you cleaning your hands? No,
because let me tell you, these two people, Honorable Nandala and Dr. Besigye, are really friends. And Besigye said it on record that he has nothing personal against Honorable Nandala. And Honorable Nandala has also said the same. It's just disagreement on method of work.
Okay.
Disagreement on method of work. And that's what I meant. Because this Besigye said whenever he goes to Mbale, he would spend the night at Nandala's home, and Nandala goes to Besigye's home. And even if today Besigye invites Nandala to his home, Nandala will go running, and including me. We respect him.
You are the Treasury General of the party. During the campaigns, we understand the campaign bureau was disbanded because the cost was inflated. Was this true?
Yes, my friend, the campaign bureau demanded for money. Operation expenses were too high, and yet we have a secretariat. We did not have money. They demanded, the budget was over 3 billion shillings for administrative. Now, we had candidates to fund. We needed posters. We needed to pay polling agents. We needed fuel for operation. We needed cars. So we said, the party president, the candidate himself, said, no, let us use our staff at the secretariat to do the same work. Still, I want to assure the public, just like there is disagreement in every church, in every home, in every business, even in the NRM, Amam Babazi was an issue, Bukenya was an issue. The MPs in the House, Nwagaba, Sechikubo, were issues. Museveni has had issues with the General Salim Saleh. So, even with Dr. Besigye when he was there, FDC will remain strong and we will thrive. Thank you. But our leaders within the party, friends, to stop exposing themselves in the public. If you have disagreement, let us talk as brothers and resolve domestic issues. Thank you.